3, 2, 1. There we go. We are live again. Sorry for the confusion. The whole thing, I didn't realize that it kept going without me. Either way, I'm going to stitch this all together in post.
We were Jake free. Now we're Jake positive.
Dude, so many people have been Jake positive, and it hasn't served them well. Nor is it me.
It was the song, bro. It was the song, dude. Got us thrown right the fuck out.
There we go.
You took the proverbial slide, Jake.
Did you guys start with the first question by any chance?
We were just getting there.
Coincidentally, we were just about to start the first question. But
all right, let's do it. Tech problems aside, this podcast is going to be fucking awesome. We are going to be tech problem free from here on out, or I will literally commit Japanese ritual suicide on this podcast. I will slit my tum-tum open. And what's up?
I just thought you were going to take your shirt off.
No, only if I commit the Japanese ritual suicide.
That's also Japanese suicide if you're on a beach. So, I'm going to get canceled for that.
It's almost
Jake
one of my
asked
favorite.
If we got started.
Yeah.
Jake asked if we got started. Hell, in the spirit of you, Jake, I went ahead and finished.
Yeah.
Boom! That's the zinger we were talking about, right there.
That's right.
But also
this podcast comes with a happy ending every time. Every time. Sometimes even at the beginning of the podcast. It's that good. It's that good. Anyway, without further ado, we have Joel Smith. We have Jen Wurrung. We are going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Refused to pay for my boyfriend's hotel for Thanksgiving. I'm 31 and my boyfriend is 26. We are both in school in the East Coast, and I live off of the savings from my job from grad school. My boyfriend lives off of allowance from his parents. My boyfriend's family is well off, but so is mine. We've been together for a couple months. Approaching Thanksgiving break, my boyfriend and I talked about our holiday plans. His family lives overseas, and my family lives a couple hours drive away. He considered taking a flight to the West Coast as a vacation alone, and I invited him to my family's for Thanksgiving instead. We finalized our plans for a trip of 3 days and 3 nights. We scheduled the drive there and back, and he booked the hotel, and I reserved things to do. My family's not comfortable with having him stay in the house because they have not met him yet. Today, the day before the trip, he requested that I give him half of his hotel fees for the 3 nights. While I understand that I may be responsible for the amount because I chose to invite him, I also think that I'm not responsible because I planned all the activities, and also he's coming to my parents' house. Should I just give him the amount and be done with it? Or is he being ridiculous? I think.
How long have they been dating again?
Reservations to tell that motherfucker to call Tom Bodette. He leaves the light on.
Yeah, I would like to second Jake's question. Did they say how long they've been dating?
I
feel like it just said their ages.
A couple of months.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with Joel.
On. Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. She said that her job for some reason I thought that they were in college, but she's 31, he's 26. And also, sorry, when you're posting on Reddit that you're from well-to-do families, that's just a flex.
Yeah.
I stopped
rich
caring.
And nothing else.
Yeah. I stopped caring the minute they dropped family money. I don't give a shit where they stay or who they visit.
But, yeah, it's rough. Why did they say again that he's not staying with the parents?
Because the parents are all, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they've never met him. What if he steals stuff?
Also,
parents are ashamed they have a cougar for a daughter.
It also sounds like that they're from, she's from the East Coast. No. Yeah. This is like an East Coast problem. So don't be confused by the fact that it says that he was going to take a flight to the West Coast. I think that they're they're living in the East Coast, which we know the East Coast to be a little bit more hoity-toity than the West Coast.
Sure.
And so
he's foreign.
Yeah, and he sounds foreign.
Well, his parents live overseas, don't
Despite the fact that she's 31, her parents are like, you can't bring a boyfriend to stay. Like, this has to be in the Berkshires. No? Am I off on that?
Could be the Hamptons.
If it was a good Southern family, they just put a pallet down on the floor, bring him on in. Y'all don't touch each other.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I get the awkwardness from the family if she was like 19.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because I remember meeting girlfriend's parents when I was a teenager. It was horrifying. Weird. The dad would look at me like he wanted to kill me. I had a dad in high school literally threaten me with castration because I had to stay overnight because the weather was so bad that my girlfriend couldn't drive me home. Again, she's in high school. I'm in high school. He made a cute little joke. I don't remember how it went, but the premise of it was he's going to chop my nuts off if I go downstairs where her room is, right? So like that was what it was like meeting the girlfriend's dad when you're in high school. Once you get older, it kind of fucking doesn't matter anymore. In fact, the closer they get to not being able to really have kids anymore, the happier the dad is to meet you, you know? So the fact that she's 31 and this guy's still acting like, how dare you defile my little angel? She's only a 31-year-old girl. Stay out of there, you 26-year-old monster. Like, it's weird.
I got the sense that
that protective.
That the reason she dropped the wealth thing into the conversation, and that if his parents live overseas, that implies to me that he is foreign and does not give a shit about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That they are all wealthy, and because the parents haven't met him, they think he's going to steal everything that's not nailed down. That's what I think. I don't think it's about,
You know what? I didn't look at it like that. At first, I kind of looked at the parents as like bougie, shitty kind of, xenophobic, like whatever. But I'm like, no. I think the parents may be looking at it like, oh, this is a 26-year-old hot dude who's just trying to sleep with our ugly rich daughter and trying to get money. So,
he's just going to steal like pictures and stuff around the house.
Go ahead, Joel.
No, this is all on dad. This is all on dad. This dude is Rico Suave, and he don't want him tapping mama too.
There's a layer we hadn't considered. If he likes the daughter, she probably got it from her mama.
You think he crossed the pond just for a wild bucket list?
I mean, I married a British guy. That's not what they do.
Yeah, she's got some money for sure. I agree. I think that 5 years between 31 and 26 is not that big of an age difference at that point. But I think that, again, the fact that she's like, Mommy and Daddy aren't happy with Enrique staying with us. It's like, the fuck?
Spanish.
Yeah, it's like, the fuck? Like, where are you from? What boat are you trying to not rock? And I get it. Like, if we're talking about 200 mil, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, let's just keep this sea stable. But for me, as a grown ass woman, I've been 31 once. Hey,
one time.
And guess what? At 31, I was dating a fucking asshole. You know what my dad said? Suze, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. That's what my dad said. Like a fucking adult. Like a fucking adult of an adult dad of an adult daughter.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure it out.
But the crux of the question being, should she pay for half of his hotel? And I think intrinsically, yes, you've invited him home to your town for Thanksgiving. He couldn't stay in the house, which it would be free, but he still wants to be there because your old ass is nice. So he booked a hotel. You should help him pay for that. I don't have any issues with that. She should have expected that.
I should call my wife in here because this sounds like a fucking Hallmark movie. She'll have the answer.
Well, let me guess. Is it a small town? Is there an apple orchard?
Hallmark movie with your wife. She sounds lovely.
Oh Christ, she's been watching them since fucking June.
Which is fun because that's when they film them all in June, and they have to make fake snow. It's great.
Does Hallmark still make movies anymore? It seems like they should have an app at this point.
They have a whole channel, Jay.
They have a whole channel.
I don't know what the hell she watches, but it's been Christmas movies since fucking June in my house.
So, Jen, here's my question though. I agree with you that she should pay something, but should she pay for all of it?
No.
Or
half.
Oh, you think that it should be a thing of submit a receipt. My people will pay your people.
Well, I mean, he still wanted to come, so he had to assume that there would be some expenses. So if he also wants to come, they can split it.
But what if if he's Enrique from Brazil,
he has money too.
He got invited. Some cultures assume that because you got invited, that then said expenses would be paid for,
including this one, especially if you have a sugar mama, which she kind of seems to be at that point, you know.
But his family has money too, though, right?
Do they?
He has but it's not. It doesn't matter if he has the money or not. I think it's for them because they both come from money, quote unquote. Their words, not mine. But
right.
It's almost like
I missed that he came from money too.
It's almost like there's a cultural difference where he thinks you invited me, therefore I assumed you were going to pay for everything. So then he sends her the bill, and she's like, "What are you talking about? Daddy would have never done this to me. I, would have. I'm absolutely not paying for your whole bill, Meghan and Harry."
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that one little detail that I missed about him also being from money changes this entire fucking question for me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I really looked at this as like a young hot dude from the mountains of Peru who was hanging
just a
villager, an Ugo from an inbred old money English family, and it's like, of course you should pay for his hotel. He's gotta do Jedi mind tricks to get a boner for her. You know what I mean? Like, he's pulling his part of the relationship, but no, he comes from money too, so he's just being a jerk at this point. If you both come from money and you're trying to split a hotel bill, what the fuck are we doing here? I am against whoever suggested that if you're both rich.
Yeah. Also, do they talk to each other at all? Because it feels like maybe that might be step one. Have a little quick convo.
Jen, I'm speaking on their behalf. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if the intermediary wrote the fucking question.
Yeah.
I hope this was
Mommy
put on
says
Reddit
she'll
by
pay for the wet
therapist.
bar, but not the prostitute.
So let's just get a final advice for this question. I would say final advice is, I think that this is very petty in the grand scheme of things, because I think we're talking about $150. I'm not telling anyone how to live their life. I'm not telling anyone what's expensive and what's not expensive. But if you invite someone to come stay with you, yeah, I think there is a little bit of a expectation that you are treating them. That being said, the next time that bitch invites you to something, guess what, bitch? You're booking the Ritz, you're staying high class, and you're flying private, and it's on him.
Yeah,
100%.
I like that 100%. Plan for her and him. Also, you've been dating a couple months. What the fuck are you doing bringing him home for Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah,
that's my advice. Don't do it.
What? Okay.
Yeah, how many times has she pulled that stunt in the past?
Oh yeah, yes. In fact,
it's Thanksgiving. That's not who was here Labor Day. What the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Well,
I'm tired of having rando dudes.
She broke up with Chad from Labor Day to date Enrique for the holidays to make her Insta more appealing.
Yeah, 100%.
That's because shit went south with Bubba on Independence Day.
100%.
Goddamn shame. Emily never made it past New Year's.
If your date says hold my beer before he lights off the fireworks, just look ahead. You're finding somebody else.
Wow. Told that's the best progression of a relationship I've ever heard.
I like
you made his house
Dad and pre-K.
You made his house one of your Tinder dates for Flag Day. You don't even celebrate that as a family. What's wrong with you?
All right.
That's all right. Mom swiped left.
What other final advice do we have for this question?
Break up.
Get a life.
I say buy your parents something nice, because until the end of this question, I was kind of like wavering back and forth between whose side am I on, her side or his side. Turns out I'm only on the parents' side in this whole thing. I'm like, hey, they got kind of a daughter that is just doing her own thing, bringing home dudes, taking advantage of their hospitality. Get your parents something nice. They've been very polite, merely passive aggressive to you by this point, and you're 31 goddamn years old.
Yeah.
If anything, your parents should have been just disgruntled, like in your face disgruntled. They haven't done it. So get them something nice. Mother's Day, Father's Day, make up a new holiday that's just called Parents' Day and get them something nice for that, because you.
Oh, by something nice, he doesn't need a new.
Yes.
Sorry, let me just rub out.
I got news for you, Jake. Gertrude was trying to get some Enrique. That's why Daddy put him in the hotel room.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, you think that could have been a sneaky thing where he's like, look, my daughter's getting closer and closer to menopause. I got to get a grandbaby and they're not fucking under my roof. So what? I'm buying them a room at the Ritz.
She's lost at 31.
31. We should just put her down. That's my final advice.
Yeah, put all women down at 31.
31.
After that, they're useless.
And
that's
then
right.
Enrique,
It's
why
not
don't you
too
go
late
to the
to
spa?
adopt.
Lady, you're nothing but a racehorse with a broken leg. Caca.
Yeah,
time.
Sheryl Sandberg, who is arguably running the country. You should anyway. Okay. That's it. Let's move on to the next question.
All right, next question on the Love Gurus podcast.
Of dead horses.
Yes. But let's bring this horse back to life. We're going to take another question from the Wild Animals Reddit on the Love Gurus podcast. If you guys have questions to write them to the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, unless there's a holiday or something. And then we're doing remote broadcasts where I'm trying to figure out the connection issues, even though I haven't done this in a while. So we may start late those days. Anyway, I'm reading your comments now. How's it going, Ivy? How's it going, Joanne? Producer Amy on YouTube. Thank you guys for being here. Give us your questions. Give us your comments. John F on YouTube says it's Joel and Jake. How's it going, John F?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. Give us your comments. Give us your questions live.
Did you say John F?
John F. Yeah.
Hey, that's one of the Volumaniacs.
Damn right it is.
No.
We love the Volumaniacs. Special shout out to the Volumaniacs. Like and subscribe. Find us every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, except for our special remote broadcasts like we're doing right now. We're going to do another one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Okay, next question. Venting to AI about my relationship. After university, I stopped talking to all of my friends in order to focus on work. I'm currently 26, and the only person I have in my life outside of my family is my girlfriend, who's 25.
This is like an emo John Connor. I hate this already.
I'm extremely happy with this setup, and cutting off my friends is one of the best life decisions I've ever made. However, the only issue is that when we fight, which is rarely, she gets to go and vent everything out to her friends while I'm stuck having to be by myself. What's worse is that my family always takes her side, and my dad isn't really the type that I can talk to about certain things. Anyway, I've been using AI as a receptacle for all of my feelings. But yesterday, she found an old conversation of mine with one of these AI apps on my phone, and she lost it. I don't think it would have been that bad, but the app is set up to where it seems like you're talking to a hot girl. So I guess she got kind of confused as to what exactly was going on. Now, she thinks that I'm some kind of weirdo and hasn't spoken to me for a while. But no matter what, she won't listen to a word that I say. How can I recover from this mistake?
It got really creepy when he said that that the AI is set up to be a really hot girl. Sounds like he might be doing more than venting.
Does the AI app start with 1-900?
Oh yeah,
that's not AI, friend.
More than Steam right now. I think this guy with the AI.
So, okay. Let me just preface what I'm saying with I've been listening to actually a lot of podcasts about ChatGPT and AI. And so, for example, one of the things that they say is that, let's say you have a business that you want to run, like you have this dream of opening a business, and then you can essentially workshop it with ChatGPT, and you'll say, you know what, I really want to open a bookstore in Vermont, and they'll be like, and ChatGPT will be like, there's 1,000 bookstores in Vermont. What makes yours special? And then you sort of like hone down into what would be your unique selling point. Also be locationally where you should open your store. And like, again, you could really delve into the details of this business that you're going to open with ChatGPT. Now, that being said, because
it ain't what she's picturing. Yeah,
those are all very logical questions.
Right.
Now, when it comes to relationships, I don't know.
Even before we get to that part,
huh?
Even before we get there, he voluntarily chose to kick all his friends and family to the curb at 25 or 9 or however old he is. He was like, I don't want to talk to any of these assholes anymore. I'm going to talk to one automated hot chick who agrees with me. There's something a little wrongo up topo.
The people in my life know nothing.
Yeah.
Only robots know me. I am ones and zeros, especially if they kind of sound like women.
To Suzanne's point, the ones that are like programmed to do this, that's great. But it's not like he is doing what you described. He literally ditched all of his people to only talk to this. Like, that's already a problem, friend.
Right.
So I hear you, but
I'm thinking his friends are probably better off.
But
they're sick of this fucking guy.
Yes, Joel's hit the nail on the head. Is that he's just now not bothering people that shouldn't be bothered. But
I think AI's picking off our weakest links.
He's 26, for sure. And so if you're 26 and still finding meaning in the universe, yeah, we're still with you. Like, we're still going to give you that grace. Like, so if he's 26 and still talking to an AI, I don't know. I kind of get that. Like,
but why can't he talk to a person? Like, that's the leap. If you want to have a relationship,
this guy isn't fine. You
got to have a friend that's a person.
This guy is not finding meaning in the universe. He's finding fucking Nemo.
That's right. Even a fish would give him better relationship advice than that goddamn toaster that he's asking questions to.
Okay.
He's not even asking an AI app. It's literally the toaster.
So we've answered that point, that him answering relationship advice with an AI is not healthy. But then the second question is, his girlfriend losing her shit, quote unquote, over this, him speaking to the AI. What do you feel like her recourse is? Like, should she, speak to him? Is it just a hard no? Like, does she reconcile?
I think it's tough because we don't know which convo she listened to. First of all, he saves all the combos. Okay, crazy pants. But like, was it she was late to dinner and I don't know how to talk to her? That's one thing. Or was it she's bad at the sexy time? In which case, you know, if I was her, I'd be like, okay, we have some things to work through.
Yeah.
But they should, I mean, if they give a shit about the relationship, they should talk about it. But also, they're both nine, so it doesn't
Chat
matter.
GPT's like, of course teeth don't matter. Of course teeth don't matter. Of course teeth don't matter. Of course teeth don't matter.
But I also think that isn't the point of something like an AI is to take on a little bit of what you're selling, right? Like it's supposed to be a smart situation, like when Alexa answers your questions, you know.
Yeah.
Assumably it starts agreeing with him. And if he does it all the time, who knows how far down the rabbit hole? The AI might have been like, yeah, that bitch, break up with her. Like, who knows what she heard?
Yeah.
Exactly. To that point, I agree with what Suzanne was saying in terms of like, there's good, non-weird reasons to use AI. That said, this guy's probably not doing that, A, because he's on Reddit and he's an animal. But B, he's asking questions about relationship stuff to a computer. So if he's so awkward that he has to talk to a computer instead of his girlfriend, he's not going to be able to non-awkwardly give the answer that Suzanne just gave for this is why AI is good for this question. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to stumble and say some weird shit. He's just going to kind of like, he's going to sound like Elon Musk high on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's how he's going to come across if he tries to spit the shit out to her.
Yeah. Ivy Online says that ask the AI what you should do. Yeah, it seems. I feel like Ivy's really
genius. Ivy, why isn't he asking the AI what to do?
He's asking, he's venting all this other stuff because I think that basically what she's blown wide open is that the AI said something to him that he doesn't want to hear. So then he went to us at Reddit. He was like, hey guys, I'm still a person, right? Because I think I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to be dead in 30 years from global warming.
Can he, the AI, and the girlfriend go to therapy? Can they all go?
Yeah.
AI has been named Hal, and he's now taking the fuck over.
Yeah.
Al is against Stanley me. Kubrick, humans are against me. Yeah. Creatures on Reddit. What do you think?
What was that creepy movie where it was like the children where they had to like say like the weird sequence of words and then it would make the AI children like they're real children.
I haven't seen that one.
Old,
I was
like,
thinking of a different movie.
I want to say like Jude Law was in it, but
I don't know, but it sounds great.
But spoiler alert, the kids get crazy because understandably the kids are like, y'all are crazy. Like, I'm just gonna blow this shit up. So
I haven't seen this movie. But you know what movie this does remind me of? The movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking great. The dude falls in love with an AI program, and then him and the AI program try to have a three-way with a human chick, and then she falls in love with other AIs. It's a whole goddamn ordeal.
I'd like to go back to the Hallmark movie Suzanne started writing about this bookstore in Vermont. So, because I feel like I saw that one. It was Christmas time. She leaves the big city. She opens the store.
I just really can't until I speak to my muse, Candace Cameron. You know what
I mean? Yeah, she knows stuff.
Until I know she's on board for said project, I can't start writing. Although,
good point.
One thing I love about my in-laws is that so my father-in-law is he's an ex-cop, and when I say ex-cop, I mean the hardenedness of hardened. You know, he's been shot. He has like terrible stories from the 70s, like being
Joe Friday
work, like legit. He fucking loves Hallmark movies, but
his worst stories from the 70s is having to listen to music on 8-tracks. Worse than being shot, he said. He loves
Hallmark movies only between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I've so since I've like known my husband, it like me and his hardened cop father will sit on the couch and watch these like cheesy ass Hallmark movies. And because this person who has seen and watched so much hardship feels something from these Hallmark movies. I'm like, oh my God, these are beautiful.
I love the idea of like an old grizzled New York homicide cop sitting there going, he went to teach social studies in the ghetto to save these kids, but they saved him in a way. It's beautiful.
I'm paraphrasing on this next one, but we watched a movie. He goes, they found the angel's wings. They found the angel's wings. And we had a moment. It was beautiful.
Nice, Suzanne. Suzanne, thank you for sharing. I've got an AI I'd like you to talk to see if it can get some.
I know. I don't think that AI is really. I think I need to talk to an AI. Let's wrap up this question because I'm obviously wondering. It's the holidays. So my final advice for this person is, I think you're fine. I think that you have forged your path. And if your girlfriend isn't in line with how you're going, because you don't sound like a person who's going to change. You don't sound like a person who's going to change to people. And luckily, technology's on your side. So you do you, boo. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Over to you. Anyone else?
I'm going to say he's 25. That's a long time left. For everything
26.
crash.
How dare you? 26.
Sorry, 26. For everything to crash, for it to turn into The Walking Dead, like he should try and talk to humans. I don't like people, so this is rare advice from me. But I'm going to say you might want to get some also living friends, just in case there's a blackout or something.
He's 26. There's bound to be a 31-year-old out there that's loaded that he could stay in a hotel with.
Still be broken up by New Year's, so it's fine. He's got
That's
time.
right.
It's roll with it, Jerome. No,
That's
I mean
right.
it's my advice
Oh,
is.
did you say roll with it, Jerome?
Yeah, Jerome. I don't know why.
Okay, that's the new Love Gurus T-shirt. It just says "Roll with it, Jerome."
Roll with it,
Love
Jerome.
Gurus.
There's something about the name Jerome I love so much with that phrase.
It's a fun name, especially for like as like a rich nepo baby, Jerome Van Velderbilt. You know, I kind of like that.
If only Goldie Hawn could have named her daughter Jerome.
No, he's 26. Just get used to the way things are, because it's not going to get any better than this. You're going to die lonely, alone, with your little computerized fake friend in hairy palms. You're dead. You're dying. That's the way it is.
Best of luck, pal. Roll with it, Jerome. I want that to be like the tagline as you end every episode from here on out. This is the Love Gurus. Remember, roll with it.
Well, actually, I've got a great tagline that's going to end this question. It is from Jake's wife, Amy. Hey, Jake, can you unlock the door so the dogs don't bark as much during the podcast?
Nice. That's good information right there. That's way better information than we were able to give Jerome for his robot problems.
So we'll say that, and then we'll move on to let's just do our last question, because the last question is my favorite.
Ooh.
Cool, let's do it. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you've got questions to write them to the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. We are live right here in the chat. For right now, we're going to take our last question from the wild animals on Reddit while I unlock the door for producer Amy.
Last question.
She would appreciate the shit out of that.
Yes, she would. She'd like to come in.
She's getting ready to just find somebody.
What if the last question
Amy's going to AI next.
The last question on Reddit is, what do you do if your husband never unlocks the door?
I mean, it turns out I'm such a fuck up. I never locked the door in the first place. What does he do? Turns out I'm not fit to raise a child, huh?
Oh no, Suzanne has frozen at a very inopportune picture.
Oh, Suzanne's about to read the last question.
I mean, you can tell she is primed to read a thing.
Dude, she is frozen in like first sentence
Yeah.
mode right now. You know what I mean? Like you can tell the first sentence is really about to like, bah, like that.
It's the person is going to be 28.
Yes. But since she is frozen,
she's froze up. She's froze up like I can't get a word in edgewise.
She's like, I don't give a shit about you. Oh, hi.
See, look at that pose. That's exactly what it was. I can't get.
I was about to talk Detroit Lions since that's on Joel's hat and background, but now that Suzanne is unfrozen, I will just say, go Lions. Love that they came back against the Bears. Now let's take our last question now that Suzanne is unfrozen on the Love Gurus podcast.
I think I just have to start again, right? Like you didn't hear any of it.
All we got.
No,
all we got.
Literally froze as you were getting the first syllable of the first word of the first sentence out in the question.
We didn't hear. We don't know how old they are. We don't know what's happening.
Nothing.
Okay, good. Because there was like a whole part where I like touched my boobs, and I was like, "That's inappropriate for the podcast." Okay,
that's where it froze
for
up
the
at.
Patreon episodes.
Okay. Partner wants to play Happy Family. I'm 40. My partner is 45. We've been together for close to a year, and we recently discussed Christmas. We're both divorced. He has a 14-year-old son, and I have a 6-year-old son. We switched Christmas with my ex, and he spends Christmas with his ex and their kid. We've been divorced for around 5 years, and I don't have any worries that he's cheating, but their whole dynamic for Christmas Eve is making me uncomfortable, and I'm having a really hard time reconciling it. He told me that for Christmas Eve, his ex comes over to his home. They make drinks, they talk, they spend time with their kid, basically act like a family. It's not a dinner, it's just drinks and snacks and him and his ex, but they obviously hang out with the kid and have cocktails. It feels to me like they want to act like there's an alternate universe where they didn't get divorced and one magical night they get to live there, and it sounds incredibly intimate with the two of them sitting on the couch drinking Christmas drinks, keeping the tradition alive of how they used to be as a family. It also means that the entire Christmas holiday is spent with his ex between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I am nowhere to be seen. It just makes me a little bit
in the
awkward.
chimney like Krampus.
It just makes it a little bit awkward because obviously I switched Christmases with my ex so that my new person could spend Christmas with my kids. How do I navigate?
First of all, stop with the fantasizing about what happens on Christmas Eve and say, hey, this year, can it be just us? What? I'm so crazy.
Yeah, unless he comes home and his dick tastes like her lipstick. I mean,
yeah, come on now, enough.
Yeah.
She made that all up in her head.
Why does your dick taste like eggnog?
I like the idea that she has eggnog flavored lipstick.
Like, my two favorite things: eggnog and dick. I barely take a breath between having a mouthful of both.
Here's
it's all the nutmeg.
Yeah.
There's two kinds of nutmeg in this eggnog. My God. More calories in this eggnog than anything that's allowed to be sold on the market.
Did you say the dad has a 14-year-old?
Yeah, so it's the kids' ages are he has a 14-year-old son.
Okay. Well, and
that's not a baby.
And she has a 6-year-old. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unless the
listener, Jesus.
Unless the 14-year-old says to stepmom, guess who's getting a new brother or sister for Christmas? Then she needs to just chill.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, how long did it say they were even dating? Did it mention in there?
A year.
A year.
But they've been separated from their exes for like 5.
No. Wait, sorry. Yeah, sorry. That was maybe my bad reading. The couple that I'm talking about, they have been together for almost a year, but they have separately been divorced from other people for more than 5 years. So
wait a minute. So she's also only talking about one fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Like when I first heard it, I was thinking, wow, is this the 8th Christmas in a row that he's been drinking eggnog with his ex? No, this is their very first, like, her fantasizing crazy land. What happens when they're together? This is like,
I'm sorry, but if they haven't even been together a year yet, the statute of limitations is not up. He's still allowed to tap Mrs. Claus.
That's right. That's right. Even on international waters, in between here and the North Pole, it's all fair game. It's all fair game.
So he's with the ex on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then comes home to her.
It's
he's with the ex and his son.
I feel like you're like an airline. You're like American Airlines. It's like, sir, we issued you the ticket on November 24th. You can tap out on that ticket on November 23rd. The next year, no questions asked.
No, I'm just saying, if he's with the ex Christmas Eve and then through Christmas Day and then comes home to her on Christmas Day, I mean, it's a long way for me to get there, but I'm thinking Santa's not the only one coming twice.
Hopefully only one of them comes in.
Happy New Year.
I mean,
that's right.
It really is just a change of phrase. Time has passed, but it's just, yeah.
But so
he sounds like a petulant little bitch.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. She should talk to a robot, because that's who I think can give her the advice she wants.
I think so too.
Hey, give her Enrique's number.
I want to have the wife from this question fuck everybody from the last questions for sure. This guy sucks. Because here's the thing. It's wild insecurity. I get that she's kind of upset about the situation. Like I get how viscerally it might be a little annoying, but here's the thing. He's been with her for almost a year, and thus far we haven't seen any what seems like suspicious or inappropriate contact from the ex. Otherwise, this would damn sure be in the question because it's being written by her. So the fact that none of this has happened until now leads me to believe that there's not a whole lot going on. And as a guy who, in many relationships in the past, not the one right now, especially the woman that I'm married to, but many relationships in the past, I have indeed cheated. I have indeed lied. I've been that guy. Here's what we don't do to the woman we're with. We don't tell her anything about the women we're cheating on her with. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's usually kept quiet.
I think that's rule 1 in the book.
Yeah.
We
don't go, oh no, here's why I'm hanging around Christy. It's for non-fucking reason. And then it turns out we're fucking. No, we just don't tell her about Christy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a side piece is a lot like Fight Club.
Yes, exactly. The first 27 rules of side pieces is not to tell your wife.
But she is such a rich, like, not only did she describe exactly what she thinks they do on Christmas, even though they have not yet experienced this Christmas, or at least not more than once. She knows that they're drinking. She knows there's no food. She knows that there's only snacks. She knows that the kid is there, but what time does he go to bed? She knows all this stuff. But then she goes on to talk about how she switches years with her ex so that she can have a new person around, which means last year, was she banging her new person or this person? Like, she's crazy.
Yeah. It's what's
which
good
new
for
person
me
is she going to have next year?
Right?
Yeah.
Is she 31?
This might be me and my Harry and David coffee. Did we already address the fact that she 100% isn't bothered with spending Christmas with her child?
Right. No, that's she's comfortable not spending every other Christmas with her kids, so she can spend it with her new person.
Yeah.
She's shipping the kid off to the ex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This lady sounds like my mom. I have no respect for this woman whatsoever.
I'm sorry. She's got mistletoe and antlers planned or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do have comments on YouTube. John F says she doesn't realize that she's the side chick. He's still
she's the Gumar. She has no idea.
Ivy says, never mind the 6-year-old, the one who Christmas would mean the most. Yeah.
Oh, right. Thank you, Ivy.
it's like you're not important. Kate Hester, oh my God, hello.
Oh, friend of the
you.
show.
Hi,
She
Kate.
says hi,
Hey.
guys. Wow, you guys are dragging this lady. Okay.
Yeah, that's
A
right.
little.
That's right. How dare you, Kate Hester? Stand up for her then in the comments.
That's my heart
Tell us
beating
why
for
we
Kate
shouldn't drag
Hester,
this lady. We love you,
a
Kate,
She's
but
so
we don't love
kind.
this lady.
I know.
Kate, it would be like if she wanted to move some of your roses, but only once a year. You know, like you're proud of them, you're growing them, then she only wants to move them once a year so she can
Yeah.
bang her side piece, which is
I
a
mean,
different
yes.
flower. I lost the garden thing a little bit.
So
She wants to have her cake and fuck this other dude. I mean, that's that's what's going on here.
Poor
You
sick.
say that like it's a bad thing.
fair enough though. Yeah. So my final advice to this question is going to mirror Kate Hester's, which is she the side chick. She the side chick. And
Yep.
I think when it comes to the holidays, people have such lofty expectations of what they think it's going to be versus what actually happens. Everyone. It's like, New Year's Eve is always like, oh, I just thought it was going to be so much better. That's actually every single holiday. So just my advice to everyone listening is under promise, over deliver. Nice. Oh, did you promise to go to your in-laws? Yeah. Think it's going to be terrible. You know what? They're going to give you coffee in the morning. Awesome. Thank you. Christmas, you're not getting shit. Okay, you got an umbrella that's better than the shitty umbrella you have. Awesome. New Year's Eve, you didn't get hit by a cab. Okay, great. You are ahead for the new year.
Nice.
Under promise, over deliver for all of these holidays because we're heading towards a recession. That's it. That's my advice.
I would like to add, as a woman of a certain age, that all of you babies.
Which age specifically?
Wait. Hot age.
Thanks, kids. I would just like to say, all of you that think it's appropriate to bring anybody home after a couple months is itching to break up anyway. So just break up in advance and save yourself the Christmas present money.
That's so dumb.
Because it's so dumb.
You bringing someone home for a holiday is just
after a couple months of dating.
Full stop.
You expecting to change people's Christmas plans every year that they have with their kids after not even a year of dating? Come on, hubris. People.
It really is.
My final advice, just relax, take a deep breath, put on your Mrs. Claus lingerie, get you a bottle of George Dickel, fire up your battery-controlled reindeer wand, and chill out with DJ Tanner on the fucking Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
Candace Cameron.
You want a Merry Christmas? Switch to channel 311, bitch.
You got to roll with it, Jerome.
Yeah.
Jake, before you give your final advice, I'm going to give Kate Hester's final advice.
Yes.
If her kid were as perfect as baby Jake, she wouldn't want to be with a new man.
Oh, bam! That's right. Your
so
kid
sweet.
Sucks. My kid's awesome, lady.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Jake
took
is
that
very
comment.
cute.
That is a good point.
Yeah. Her kid is stupid. It doesn't.
Kate has probably blocked me on Twitter now.
Not Kate's kid.
The kid from the question.
The person in the question.
No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm
that's what
talking
Jake
to the
meant,
person
right?
from the question.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's
I don't want
following.
listeners to think that we're like, it's like Kate. Kate doesn't have kids, but you know what I mean.
I was like, wait, did we just out that Kate has a kid?
I know. I was like,
Suzanne seemed very defensive for a kid that doesn't exist. It was just sort of, but she has an AI baby. She has a Joaquin Phoenix from her baby.
You guys think it's just visual. Actually, people just listen to this sometimes, which was painfully reminded to me by my friend this last weekend. And he asked me some questions. I was like, oh, fuck.
See, Jake, what it is? That just shows that Suzanne knows you so well that she's apologizing in advance.
That's right. She knew.
we garner listeners. That's all I could say.
Yeah. And she knows that I'm such a cunt that if Kate Hester did have a kid, I would trash it. I just for a bit.
If Kate Hester had a kid, it would be amazing. Okay.
That's true.
Adorable.
That's true.
Final advice. That's it.
Okay, Jake, speaking of cunts, what would you tell the person that wrote this in?
Here it is. That's the front of the t-shirt. The front of the t-shirt says, speaking of cunts, and the back says, roll with it, Jerome. And then
I come from a long line of cunts. My mother was a cunt. My father was a cunt. Their mothers and fathers were all cunts. So here's the thing. You're worried about the cunt that's in front of you. You know, you got to be worried about the cunt that's in the shadows. You know, this guy's cheating on you, but it's not with his ex, huh? That's why she's his ex. He's done fucking her. He's on to you and what? Some lady you don't know about.
Oh,
yes,
beard, as they say.
Don't be worried about his past. Be worried about his future. And that future's clearly not you. Because any woman who's that freaked out about a man doing the evil deed of what? Being a father. Doing the right thing for his children. No, you're clearly not a good stepmother. You're a decent side piece at best. So of course you should be worried. You sound like a shit human being. You should be worried. I'm worried for you. Yeah. Be worried about anyone who's a better human being than you, which is roughly 87.9% of the population. So be looking out for all of them because they got you.
That's just math.
I can't believe she's pissed because her boyfriend is just spending Christmas in Lee Marvin's sauna.
Yes, good callback to an awesome episode with the one, the only Jericho Davidson, who hooked up with Lee Marvin's granddaughter. Was it granddaughter or daughter?
Granddaughter.
It was granddaughter. That's
Jericho
right.
Davis
in his sauna.
Hooked up with Lee Marvin's, granddaughter in his Arizona home.
This all rings true to me.
And he showed us pictures too.
Yeah,
because we found it on Zillow. He's like, I poked in that room. But again, say what you will, Jericho's a lovely person.
Absolutely, I would second that. Or
I wouldn't. If I had a daughter, nor am I ever going to. I would never let my niece hang out with him. But he's a lovely person for sure.
Absolutely.
It's such a good storyteller that he made me want to go to Lee Marvin's house.
Joel's house.
All I could manage.
All
I could manage was a Coke machine at a motel in Nashville.
Yes. I hope Jericho becomes so big someday that place is turned into a museum, not because of Lee Marvin, but because it's where he fucked a lady in a sauna. I hope it's shown to
tiny
tourists
little plaque,
for that reason.
just a little plaque by the sauna.
I was gonna say there's a big sign that says Jericho fucked here.
Yeah.
Fucked someone's
but it did like a nice,
here.
tasteful live, love, laugh font.
Yeah.
Really throw
Live, love,
fuck.
And it's got like a weird golden emblem of him just kind of giving a thumbs up, just his head and a thumbs up right there.
I like it.
We have a lot of space in our hearts for Jericho Davidson. We also have a lot of space, even more space, I should say.
Goddamn right.
For Joel Smith. Our amazing guest this week.
Dude, you were an awesome guest. You're always fucking great in the comments. And dude, you wrote us the goddamn theme song. We love the fuck out of you, man. You're the goddamn
some sloppy
best.
guitar playing though. Thank you so much.
Dude, it rocks.
And also, amazing thank you again to our ever-returning guest, ever-loved guest, Jen Ware.
Jen, we love you.
Love you so much.
I'm excited to be here as always, but excited to be here with singer-songwriter, I think should be your title. Singer-songwriter.
Damn right. And singer-songwriter, Lions fan. I mean, those are all great things.
These titles get a little long though for a business card.
This is their year. But seriously, though, thank you to Joel. Thank you to Jen. Thank you, most of all, to the listeners, man. Thank you to everybody in the comments.
You're a fucking gem. Okay.
Dude, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, Coach Campbell better stand up there at the podium and go, fucking roll with it, Jerome.
Yeah, right. I'm making us t-shirts. I'm crafting us
Jerome.
t-shirts. It's happening.
Yes, fucking roll with the Jerome. We'll see you next week. We're off this Thanksgiving, but until next time, we'll see you every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.